And we're back. Welcome back to Channel 9 Live. I am Anthony Bartolo, Senior Cloud Advocate here at Microsoft Ignite Awesome Conference. And today I'm joined with Haley and with Samuel. And we're going to be talking about Windows Admin Server. Lots of great announcements around Windows Admin Server today. As a former admin, I remember, opening up my MMCs, opening up a barrage of tools, a plethora of tools, and, having to go through each window to manage my systems. What does Windows Admin Center provide IT professionals in terms of the management capabilities?
It's funny that you actually misspoke and said Windows Admin Server, because
Yes.
this Ignite, it's all about Windows Admin Center, because it really lights up the value of Windows Server 2019,
Yes.
which we're launching this week, right? All the new platform capabilities, and Haley will talk a little bit more about that. But really, the reason why we're investing in Windows Admin Center is because customers have told us that they need something like this. For several versions of Windows Server, the focus was predominantly on PowerShell and automation. And that is great and needed for at-scale management of data centers. But customers told us that they really want a GUI, a modern GUI, that can be used in place of some of the tools that we've had for 15, 20 years, stuff that admins use day to day, right? And so that's what we've done, is we've invested in modernizing that user experience, providing a GUI platform both for the traditional scenarios as well as lighting up the new platform features of Windows Server.
And I think the beauty of that is really, integrating the entire tool set in one browser-based console. It's really easy, intuitive to use, and we've seen a lot of our users actually see a lot of reduced time that they need to spend doing their management tasks, because we've really streamlined a lot of those complex tasks to make them just simple clicks.
It was great because now you have the ability to run Server Core, and I know a lot of people are apprehensive of doing that because I don't want to, go through a command line. I feel more comfortable with the GUI, right? And Admin Center gives you that capability to easily manage those servers. Can you let us know in terms of what has been the highlights of what you've heard here at Ignite and what people have come to you and asking you in terms of, I want to do this, and this is great that you have that. Is there a couple of things that have peaked in terms of interest on Admin Server?
Yeah, I'll start with the Server Core item, and then Haley can talk about some additional details. But one piece of feedback we've had, even at our station in the expo hall, is that customers have told us, now I can finally use Server Core, because in the past, with a team of admins, there's always some folks who are familiar with PowerShell and comfortable using it on a day-to-day basis, but there are more junior admins on the team and or for ad hoc operations for which having a GUI is really the right choice. And so now with Windows Admin Center, the ability to have Server Core deployments and have all the richness of the GUI running remotely, because obviously we don't want you to have a rich, full GUI stack running on the server itself, right? And that's the value of Server Core, is that reduced footprint, that higher uptime because of the reduced patches that are applicable. So that's one thing that I've heard a lot recently.
Another thing that I would add to that is people are seeing the value of not having to install an agent to manage their servers. It's all PowerShell and WMI over WinRM under the hood. And we actually make that visible to IT admins, so it's helpful almost as a learning tool too. You can use the GUI, but then also view the scripts that we're running under the hood and then copy and paste those right into your own automation, which makes it a really powerful tool.
Yeah, everything we do is really based on making the lives of our IT admin customers easier and for them to be faster and more efficient at the day-to-day tasks that they have to do already.
Speaking of automation, I had the pleasure of doing the demo alongside Jeffrey Snover at the booth, and the PowerShell integration is second to none in Admin Center. Can you go through in terms of a couple of features of what IT professionals that do conduct automation tasks, what they can look forward to in terms of PowerShell integration into the console?
Yeah. So I'll start that. The piece of feedback we have is it's great to have this GUI, and it's great for you to tell us that everything runs on PowerShell, but I really want to be able to automate some of the stuff that I do repetitively. Right? We've had other customers who have told us, I love using the GUI, but I see the power that something like PowerShell provides through automation, but I don't know where to start. Like, help me with some samples, right? And so our ViewScript capability in Windows Admin Center really helps with both of those scenarios. Haley, why don't you walk us through the details of what that looks like?
Yeah, so if I'm in any of the tools within Windows Admin Center, there's a button right up there in the top right corner that looks like the PowerShell icon. I go ahead and click that, and then I get a list of all the scripts that are being run through that tool, and then I can go ahead and select one. It automatically highlights the entirety of that script, and then I can just Control-C, Control-V into my own scripts.
And you also have the PowerShell console right on the
Exactly,
right
yeah.
on the
So that's
admin
another
center as
tool
well,
that you
right?
can
And
use.
So
Yeah.
right, you can actually bring up PowerShell right on the admin center tool. You can actually run commands right from there, pointed at the specific servers. Now, in regards to the servers that you can manage, is it just Server 2019?
Definitely not. You can actually install Windows Admin Center on Server 2019 or 2016, as well as Windows 10, but you can manage servers all the way back down to 2012. And when we have a limited capability of functionality for 2008 R2, as that was like a really top
Right.
user request.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it Microsoft-based only that you're managing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as far as Microsoft, based, we have heard feedback that, supporting additional platforms in the
Right.
future is something that would be compelling. And what we've said to that is because Windows Admin Center is really a platform and with an extensibility model, and we've seen here at this conference,
Right.
several major partners now either delivering or in the process of developing extensions for Windows Admin Center to really supplement the value that we provide in the box with additional scenarios that are vendor specific or reach a broader audience. And so, that along with, if you think about the Windows Server 2019 main investment areas, there's hybrid, there's hyper-converged,
Right.
there's security, and there's app platform. Now, we play a role in all four of those. Now, I think we may have just enough time to cover each of those in a little bit of depth in terms of how Windows Admin Center can really help. Haley, why don't you kick us off with the hybrid?
Sure. So Windows Admin Center is really a great bridge to hybrid. It helps you discover Azure services that can bring a lot of value, especially in the on-premises scenarios. So we help you discover those services and then onboard really easily, streamlining and automating the setup by installing the agents necessary, provisioning Azure resources that you might need, and then connecting the whole solution together. So it is a really easy deployment of that service. And then we also provide intelligent deep links that will launch you into the Azure portal for that service that you're trying to manage that's connected to that target node. So it gives you that really easy end-to-end management experience, helping you bridge into Azure.
So one of the other pillars is hyper-converged, and that's been a major focus of Windows Server. In Windows Server 2016, we launched Storage Spaces Direct and software-defined networking. But as I mentioned at the beginning, a lot of the focus from a management perspective was really around PowerShell and the automation. And customers said, this is great. I see the value in terms of low cost and performance, but the ease of use is really lacking. And they said they really wanted a management tool that was graphical that could really consolidate and surface the value of that platform. And that's what we've done with the hyper-converged extension in Windows Admin Center.
Now, I know announcements were made here at Ignite. Really exciting one. Did you want to share with the audience in terms of what that was?
Are you referring to the container?
I am referring to the container.
Tool?
Yep.
Yeah, and so, previously when we thought about app platform from a Windows Server perspective, it was all about Windows Server containers and how that can help developers with their lift and shift scenarios and born in the cloud applications. But it was mostly focused from a dev perspective, from DevOps. And what we wanted to do was we wanted to also give ops folks or traditional IT admins visibility into this new world of containers. And that's what we've done with the preview tool, which we handle containers with in the extension feed. And that provides you a level of visibility just like having a process list. And it really makes it approachable for IT admins who otherwise may be new to containers or think of containers as a black box which the devs own and manage.
And so what specific capabilities are now being made available in terms of container management through the console?
So we like to say that it's not full container management.
Yep.
We don't do any orchestration or lifecycle
Right.
stuff. But what we do give you is the ability to see some performance details like the CPU memory utilization of any given running container instance, as well as more visibility inside the running container, such as having a PowerShell console if it's
Yep.
a server core container, right? Running commands, getting
Yep.
more details. And then the big thing is really visibility into the event log inside the container,
Yes.
which really helps with container diagnosability, which we've heard is a real pain point today.
I know a lot of IT professionals are going to be very appreciative of the fact that you're providing these tools for them in a single pane of glass. You don't have to load all these third-party applications anymore on their machine. You don't have to even remote into a machine anymore because you're doing it all from a website or sorry, from the browser.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, really cool. What else? What else was announced at Ignite that excited you in terms of what's coming out for Admin Center?
Well, for me, sitting in Jeff Woolsey's deep dive session for Windows Server 2019, demo after demo after demo,
Oh, yeah.
it was all inside Windows Admin Center. And that's another key point, is even though Windows Admin Center ships as a separate download and an optional install, for all intents and purposes, it is a component of Windows Server. And as such, it is licensed as part of Windows Server at no additional charge, no
Right.
additional cost.
There's no additional license you have to buy. This is included, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's super easy to download. It installs in just minutes.
Yep.
Really lightweight solution.
Haley, why don't you mention some of the new platform features in Windows Server 2019 that
Actually,
Yeah.
what I'm going to
gets
say
light
is, definitely if you're here at Ignite, come by your booth and check it out, right? Because you guys do an awesome demo, and Samuel and Haley, you were both there delivering the demos at Ignite. So if you have any questions in regards to Windows Admin Center, go and check them out at the booth. We are going to wrap this up. We are up for the next section, which will be with Microsoft Learn. Stay tuned.
That's all right,
Thank
Anthony.
you.
Thanks for coming.